Hey everybody, this is your favorite intergalactic pro wrestler, Yuma, and I just wanted to say congratulations to the Hogsmen podcast for their 50th episode. Shout out to Mike and Devin. Keep up the good work and keep having great guests. It's a fun listen, and we appreciate what you do.
Oh, shit.
Congrats on 50 episodes.
Oh, shit. I'm back on. Yo, I finally got through. Hell yeah. What's going on, guys? Big Duke here. 1/3 member of the Hogsmen, and tonight you are in for a treat because tonight's episode is number 50. That's right, people. The big 50. Hell, I don't even think Devin has wrestled fucking 50 matches. But, you know, who's counting, right? Huge congratulations to Mike, Devin, producers of the show. It's going to be a jam-packed, fun-filled episode for your listening pleasure. And maybe, just maybe, one of these days I'll get back on the podcast and shoot the shit. Anyways, time for the podcast.
And now for the moment that you've all been waiting for. From the land of the rising sun to just north of the border, strong style meets street style right here on this podcast. Because you're listening to the Osaka Saint, the Saitama Superstar, the Mad Titan of Tokyo, the American Kaiju. But double your pleasure, double your fun, because right now you get 2 Hogsmen for the price of 1. He's the hombre with no nombre, mi hermano from another mamo. He's the world's greatest Rudo, El Numero Uno.
That's right. You're listening to 2 of the 3 Hogsmen. Big Duke couldn't make it this week. I think he's snowed in.
He snowed in.
He snowed in.
He kind of made it.
But he sent us a message.
Yep.
And he congratulated us for getting to 50.
50.
That's right. It's 50, a.k.a. Ferrari.
Ferrari.
That's a 50 Cent line.
Oh,
one of his songs.
didn't know that.
But it's Tuesday night, December 29th. We're almost out of this godforsaken year called 2020. And you're listening to the Hogsmen, the American Kaiju, Devin Sparks, El Numero Uno, Mike Camden,
An MPA.
and MPA. What's that stand for?
Not producer Adam.
Not producer Adam. And Devin Sparks, it's our 50th episode. 50.
Nice.
Do you remember when I showed up to training at the Level Up Pro Wrestling School?
I remember that.
And you were holding court on the youngins.
Yep.
Doing a promo class.
I did.
And I said, hey, Dev, stick around afterwards because we're doing a podcast.
I remember that.
On my phone, just you and I,
Yep.
and Hunter.
And Hunter.
And we were talking into my iPhone.
Yes.
Didn't know what we were doing.
Still some of the best audio we've ever had on this podcast. Despite Ted and Adam, that was the best audio we've ever had.
And then look at us now, man. We're some straight up veterans of the podcast game.
Yeah, I mean, everyone comes to us for advice. We usually tell them that, don't bother getting into, just like wrestling, don't bother getting into it. You know what I mean? If you like it now, you'll hate it in 3 months. So just don't bother.
I will say this. This is not, the podcast game is not easy.
No.
Like, for us to put out a brand new episode every week, we've really had to like put time aside to record this.
Yes.
It's
in
tough.
a pandemic.
In a pandemic.
Yes.
It's tough, man. And then first we were at the school recording.
Yep.
Then the world shut down, and then we had to do like the Zoom kind of stuff.
Correct.
And then the restrictions lightened up a little bit, and we now do it at my place.
Right.
We've gone back to the school every once in a while to
Here and
record.
there. Mm-hmm.
But man, it is not easy. So if you see like these podcasts that pop up and then fall off immediately, it's
good
like,
reason why.
they realize you got to put effort into this.
You know what I like is that you haven't changed your trunks since the summer.
I haven't.
No. You've worn those just about every episode.
I haven't.
All right. Well, every other episode.
He's talking about my pink
board shorts.
I think they're Quicksilver shorts.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, they are. They're
fantastic.
actually really comfortable.
Cut
too.
promos in these on camera and whatnot. I guess can we just make it official? We're not gonna finish the Promo Mania promos.
It's a tie.
It's a tie. That's true.
tie.
All right, so we'll just call it a tie. We won't worry about it.
4 minutes of heat. I think we'll win the Hogsmen. It's a tie.
Yeah.
It's a tie.
Maybe if we ever get a chance on Hollywood or Primetime Live, we'll do it there.
You see, we're gonna do. That's what.
That's
we're
what.
gonna do.
Well, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't give them for free.
No, that's. Well, I mean, they technically paid for it during the Promo Mania thing.
Maybe, kind of. It's like tipping a waiter. It's like
Yeah.
you gave us tips, but like, whatever.
How do you feel about wrestling a match with people throwing money at you in the ring?
I've never had it done.
Well,
Have you?
speaking of the wrong crowd, then.
Have you?
Yeah.
You had what match? Do you remember what match?
Most recently, me and Bay out at Zealot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It must have been for Bay.
I think it was probably for Bay.
Did you split it though?
I took
60-40? You took
No,
the
I think
60?
he handed me some money. It was funny. One of the worst. This is such a terrible story. My wife and I went to this is a long time ago, 10 years ago or something. We went to a club, which we don't do. I'm deaf in one ear, so clubs I fucking hate. But it was someone's birthday, and we got bottle service, and we got a whole section blocked off and everything.
Ballin'.
Yeah, we'd never done that before. Never done bottle service, and we spent a fuck ton of money.
It's expensive.
Like an absolute fuck ton of money,
That
just
baller,
to
that
reserve
baller lifestyle.
just to
Expensive.
reserve the spot, and then you're paying for the bottle service and all that. And it was some rapper was there that the chick liked, and that's why they did the bottle service that night for her birthday. Anyway, there's like strippers everywhere, by the way, or go-go dancers, but they're like pretty much naked.
Hell yeah.
And my wife and I are completely faded, and like this is kind of sick, like whatever.
You got faded, kid?
Oh yeah. All of a sudden, money starts raining down on us from the sky, and we're like, "What the fuck?
Grab
This is
all that you
sick."
can.
So we're just grabbing money, and we're like, "Oh, this is dope. This is from like, this is because we got like bottle service for her birthday. Like, oh, like here's some money back. You know, it's like 5s and 10s, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean that's pretty cheap considering everything we paid. But we're like grabbing it, and as we're like dancing completely out of it, I turn around. And it's Mike Tolbert, the fullback for the Chargers, making it rain on one of these strippers, and I'm like stuffing his money in my pocket. And I look at him like, oh shit. I lock eyes with him, and he locks eyes with me. Like, no, like no.
Well, I got a question. Who's that money supposed to go to?
I think the stripper. He's throwing it to the stripper girl or the go-go dancer who was like literally
right behind you.
right next to me.
Oh, okay.
Like it'd be like if I was holding the tag rope.
Yeah.
She was right there. She was
Okay.
the tag rope essentially. My shoulder was touching her stage.
Dude, I would have done the exact same. I ain't too proud. I ain't too proud to pick up free money.
Bro, I was so amped. Like, this is sick. I've never done this before. And then I turn around, I see that guy. I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. That's not good. His hard-earned money that I spent at concessions at the Chargers games, like, nah, ain't happening.
Is that still a thing, like making it rain, or is that kind of like, is that so 2000 and late?
I don't know. I think I would make it rain if I had money, right? Wouldn't you just be like, here you go?
Nah, I don't. Maybe. I feel like that's a real waste of money just throwing it around.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
If I ever get that rich, maybe.
Come
we'll
on.
see.
Didn't you ever hear the story about I think David Arquette when he won the WCW championship and he asked Flair what to do with it?
No.
He's like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I have this belt. Like, there's no reason for me to have it. And Flair was like, who you would think would be like a staunch, conservative fucking, champion, 16 times or 15 times at the time. He's just like, just buy everyone drinks, man. Like, hey, you're the champ. Go buy everyone drinks. Make sure everyone's happy. Like, and he went out and like bought everyone drinks and made sure everyone was happy. Like, made it rain on them. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. So, I don't know. I think if you were, heavyweight champion for AEW, or if you won like the title at a WrestleMania, and they're like, here's your $100,000 bonus, you'd be out that night like, fuck yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
What's it called? Money in the bank, guys.
I mean,
I'm gonna buy you drinks. Here's some extra cash for the evening.
I'll buy a round or two for the boys.
Yeah, the one tag team match that's on the card. Here's some money for you.
Dev.
Yeah.
It's our 50th episode.
Yeah.
We already heard from Duke congratulating you and I.
Yeah.
And Adam.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam's been here for what, 20 episodes, probably something like that.
I don't even know. No, we had way more than 20.
Something
I
like
say
that.
it was like episode 34.
Nice.
But anyways, we have another message from a past guest.
Who is it?
He's the son of probably the greatest luchador of all time. His name's Rey Mysterio. You ever heard of him?
Play the clip.
All right, go ahead and play that clip from
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Dominic Mysterio, and I am just here to congratulate the Hogsmen podcast on their 50th episode. Boys, thank you so much for having me as one of your first guests, and shortly after that, my career started taking off. Thanks to the podcast, and again, congratulations to the Hogsmen on their 50th episode.
And that was Dominic Mysterio. Dev, I don't know if you caught the clues I was giving you leading up to it.
I get it now.
Yeah. Well, Dom came on our show, and next thing you know, he's main eventing pay-per-views for New York, for Vince.
Yeah, I got to be honest, man. I mean, if it wasn't for us, this kid would still be floundering. He'd have nothing but a masked father to fall back on, and now people actually know who this kid is. And it's like, you're welcome, basically.
Anyways, Dominic, thank you very much. Thanks for always coming on the show, being so nice.
Thanks, dude.
And appreciate you sending the message. Thank you very much. Anyways, Dev, it's the holiday seasons. We just had Christmas.
We did.
What'd you do? How was your Christmas? Did you get any fun gifts?
Did I get any fun gifts? I got. I know I just saw you got a Star Wars collectible Chewbacca 1996.
Still in the box, bitch.
Still in the box from your mom. I got. So Star Wars is having a new era. I don't know if you've heard about this come through. It's called the High Republic. They've done everything they can with the Star Wars or with the Skywalker saga. Now they're starting the High Republic, which is 250 years before the prequels. So it has the only person that you would recognize in there is Yoda. Yoda's still in the High Republic.
All right.
Anyway, it's the Republic and the Jedi at their peak. They're starting there now. That's what Disney's doing. So they have a couple books coming out, and my wife got me some of those.
All right, excellent. Some Star Wars books.
Fuck yeah, and I got a butcher box of a fuck ton of meat.
The meat stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? Is that pretty good?
I didn't get it yet. It's
Not yet?
coming. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Should be good.
I got myself my wife got me a massage gun.
Which one?
The one that vibrates.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't
brand?
know. I don't know. It's a massage gun. I can't remember. But it's cool. Got a massage gun.
Yeah.
And then I got my Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
And
wait, did you get the Dom massage gun?
Yeah, the one that I don't know.
Okay.
It's a massage gun. I don't know what the hell you call it or what brand name it is. Why are you an expert on that?
No, I guess my wife doesn't listen to this anyway, so I don't give a shit. I got her a Theragun for Christmas that didn't arrive. Like it left on the 20th, and I'm like, oh shit, that might be here in time, and it's been delayed and delayed and delayed, and it's like not supposed to get here until January 5th or 9th or some shit. Like I saw another delay today.
No.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking lame. But it's like one of those like super legit. It's like for massage therapists that they use on their clients and stuff. And I'm like, eh.
So for Christmas, did you wrap up your phone? Like, did you open up your email with the confirmation?
Fuck no, dude.
And then wrap up your phone and have her open it up straight to your screen, saying,
"No, dude,
your gift is coming in 10 to 15 business days."
Nope, she got
IOU is in the box.
Nah, she got a dick in the box.
She got a dick in the box. Sweet.
She got the dick in the box.
And then on Sunday she got shafted again.
Yeah. Fucking this piece of shit. Let's put over your friend over at Fantasy Jocks. If you want a fantasy championship, Adam won my fantasy championship league, or won my fantasy league. He's like this 5th time he's been the champion, and my wife has been in the league for 10 years and has never. I think she made it to the playoffs like one time. This is her 2nd time making it. She made it to the playoffs and to the championship round, and Adam just fucking utterly destroyed her, like it was a squash match. It was just insane. Like, so players, I don't know, you never played fantasy football, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
good.
so a fantasy running back, like a really good game. A really fucking good game.
Did you watch the game on Christmas Day?
Which game was that?
The Saints and the Vikings.
Little bit, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Well, in any point in that game, you probably saw one of Alvin Kamara's 6 touchdowns in the game. He just so happened to be my best player.
So yeah, running back in fantasy, if they score 30 points, it's an incredible fucking game. Incredible game. Alvin Kamara scored 54 points.
Sick.
54. So he put up like basically 3 or 4 guys worth of work in one game. So she had no chance. Anyway, that's why he's talking shit. That's all.
I'm the only champion in the room right now, so I might as well just say what I need
That's
to
not
say.
true. I'm a champion in one league. I'm a champion in one league.
All right. So wait, you got a belt? Or
No,
did
I don't have
somebody
a
get
belt.
Is
No,
that
but I was
what's
just
going
saying.
on?
I was just putting over.
But
the,
you could get a belt if you go to fantasyjocks.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
Oh.
you just you go to your buddy's website and
So then, Christmas, you just hung out with the family at the place, or did you go?
hung out with the family. Wife didn't get her gift because it's not here for a while. Yeah, we just hung out at that. We haven't done shit. We just hung out at the house.
Yeah.
What about you?
Just hung out with the family. Went over to my mom's place and just kept it real simple. That's about it. Adam, how about you? How was your Christmas or your holidays? We got to keep it politically correct around here.
Yeah, that's true. It was good. You're listening right now to something on the gift I got, which is a new laptop, which
Sweet.
hopefully sounds a lot better.
I'm really glad you invested in the show.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
thank
why I
you.
got the laptop for
Thank
the
you.
show specifically.
Sweet.
It's not for your porn addiction at all.
You don't use the computer for porn.
What do you use it for?
You use it to not get viruses. You use the iPad for porn, Devin. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What else we got going on, man? What else is new? What's
New
going
Year's
on in
is
your
coming
life?
up. Wait, we got to come up with a cool name. We had Christmas Chaos. So what's the name for this episode? Episode
Doesn't
50.
everybody do New Year's retribution?
New Year's Retribution, New Year's. But we got to do something with 50.
Why it's not? But
I don't know.
oh, that's right, because this is the New Year's retribution episode,
Yeah.
right? Oh, this is our New Year's show.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this. We're coming out of a shitty year,
Yep.
2021. Hopefully, things start opening up a little bit.
Right.
You got any plans, or you got little any goals, anything like that?
Oh, I thought you were giving me like a name for the episode.
No.
Okay,
You
yeah.
got any goals for 2021? Anything like that? It doesn't have to be in wrestling involved. It can just be in life in general.
No, just survive. I mean, this year was so shitty. Like,
This guy's really setting the bar high.
I mean, this year was tough. I'm hanging on by a thread.
Devin, what's your goal? I just want to be alive
just
by the
wanna
end
be
of the year.
That's it.
That should be your goal every year. It shouldn't just be this year.
I want to be incrementally happier next year than I was this year, which
All right.
shouldn't be fucking difficult.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'll say my goals.
Let's hear it.
Because you got to set goals.
Yeah.
Or else, what are you doing?
Your calves are already looking great, so we don't need to talk about those.
I still want to go wrestle down in Mexico. I'd love to wrestle at the Crash.
That'd be cool.
If you want to come along, if they book us both, that'd be great. But
Thank
I'll
you.
ditch you in 2 seconds.
Okay.
We want to get back on TV, you and
Yes.
I. So we got to find a place to wrestle that has TV.
Right, we were supposed to be on Hollywood filming next month, but that didn't happen because of the COVID shit. But you will see us on an episode of TV coming up soon. I thought it was last weekend, but I guess not.
Guess not. Non-wrestling, I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Thailand and train Muay Thai for like a week or two.
Okay.
My wife and I have
You're
been
a
talking
serious
about it.
competitor.
Yeah.
I want to train for a week or two.
Well, you want to make a vacation out of it.
Right.
also. But yeah, I'd like to go to Thailand and do that. My wife and I have been talking about that, and hopefully, that'll happen in 2021. What else we got with wrestling? I know there's something that I would like to do. I want to go to Hood Slam. I'd like to go wrestle at Hood Slam.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can get up there.
Did you see, by the way, Sheik is in charge. Dark Sheik, right? Is in charge of.
Sheik, Nurse Ratchet. Yeah, I don't know what name he's Sheik is going by right now.
Did you see they started a new thing? It's very interesting. It's like they actually registered it as a religion.
What is this?
Let me find it so I can speak to it a little better. churchofwrestling.com.
And what is that?
Well, let me read it to you. Okay. It says art, sport, lifestyle, religion. Church of Wrestling welcomes all individuals that appreciate wrestling's love and inspiration, fully and freely expressing the harmony and connection we are granted through wrestling. Our church stands as a beacon of hope in the wrestling community. We are a place of acceptance, peace, and joy to all who are gracious enough to join us. It goes on and on. It tells you how to pray in the Church of Wrestling and all that stuff. But they really applied for the right permits, and I believe are in fact an actual church. Or they're
Now,
being
this is-
recognized as a religion.
This is Hood Slam you're talking about?
This is Dark Sheik, who
He
started.
runs
She
Hood Slam.
started Hood Slam, but yeah, they started this Church of Wrestling, and they posted some stuff about it recently. I mean, this was maybe a couple weeks ago that they posted this information, so I'm not up to date on it. But yeah, it's supposed to be like a real religion
Thing.
Finally, Devin's dropping some scoops on you and me, Mike.
I know, yeah.
I know that.
It's very rare.
Well,
that-
I just forgot about it. I saw it originally. I was like, what in the fuck is this? And then like kept reading. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. But like, it seems like they're going to eventually try to run shows. I think they're trying to run like online shows for the time being.
Eventually, they'll file for a tax exemption because
They already did. They did.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that was like the initial thing. Is like we're officially like recognized as a church. We have a tax exemption and all this shit.
That's sick.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
look it
awesome.
up. I don't know if they have a Twitter, but just check out Dark Sheik's Twitter account. I'm sure there's something on there for the Church of Wrestling.
Adam, how about you, man? You got any goals?
My goals were basically what they were to start last year. Get a job, a better job that I was trying to get at the beginning of last year. Lose some weight.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe meet a person who I can, spend time with.
Adam wants to fall in love.
Yeah, I've wanted that for pretty much the last
Adam wants to fall
10 to 15 years.
Hey.
Love is in the air.
Love's good, man. Love is a
Yeah.
good thing. Well, that's cool, man. You never know what's going to happen. 2021. We'll see.
Nope.
We'll see. Cross our fingers.
Seems like I'm going to have another year where I'm not going to be able to go on any trips. I usually take my trip and go wherever WrestleMania is, make a whole thing out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not revolving on wrestling, like depending on where it is. Like last year, I was going to see family in Tampa, and I was going to go to like Disney World and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So this year was supposed to be in LA, so it wouldn't really have been a trip this year. It would have been me getting in a car and driving 2 hours to go there.
Yeah, but it still would have been fun.
It still would have been fun, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I don't even know where
We were supposed to be. The Hogsmen were booked on WrestleMania weekend.
There was going to be a lot of opportunities WrestleMania
Oh, yeah,
weekend
for sure.
a lot of Southern California talent. And
No, I mean we were booked, right? We were,
well, yeah,
we were booked
but
for WrestleMania weekend in LA.
it was going to be a big weekend for a lot of Southern California boys. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I don't know what they're waiting for at this point, because usually by this time tickets are already on sale and whatnot. Like they haven't even announced what they're doing. As far
I mean, it
as
sure as fuck isn't going to be in LA.
it's saying, they're still advertising it as it being in LA, and I'm like,
What?
There's no chance. Well, they just haven't said anything. It's basically just, yep, it's still happening, but no tickets have been. I highly doubt that it's even going to happen without a crowd.
Nah,
here.
it's going to happen in Florida or Texas probably. That's probably where it's
Yeah.
going to happen. Last minute change.
I mean, what's the point otherwise? Why would you fly everyone out here and send all the equipment to build a stage? Doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
No idea.
Green screen the whole thing.
Green screen it. Thunderdome the whole place.
That's what they're doing.
Could you imagine if they did that? No, I'm not talking about the background. What if they just green screened the whole thing? Like a live green screen. Get like the best Hollywood technicians to
Sounds
work.
just as terrible as what they're doing now.
No.
Yes.
I think that would stick out pretty bad.
No,
Wrestling,
I'm talking
wrestling
about, like,
without fans
no,
is
any-
terrible.
like, I'm
I
talking
don't
about if
care
you
how
wa-
many you can.
If you watch like Gladiator and stuff, you're not looking at the crowd like, oh, the crowd's green screen.
Gladiator movie is very much the same as wrestling. It's
It's a little bit of a difference between
highly
Gladiator-
comparable.
No, I'm saying like super high end.
Devin, just the people in the crowd in Gladiator, they're actors.
Some of them.
Extras.
Extras.
You forgot about the green screen guys though.
we could have been in that crowd. Extras.
I hate
For all we
you.
know, you were, Mike. You could just tell us you were there, and I'd be like, I believe you.
What else? Oh, Dev, it's the end of the year.
Yes.
You know what happens at the end of the year, right? Around here in Southern California.
SoCal Uncensored.
This guy fucking nailed it.
I nailed
How
it.
the fuck did you nail
Almost
that?
like we talked about it.
I'm a smart guy.
Between
I'm a smart
breaks.
guy. That show Smart Guy was based off me.
SoCalUncensored.com has its year-end awards. Nominations.
Tag team of the year, Hogsman.
So you want to go through them?
Let's do it.
All right. We got the 2020 promotion of the year.
Okay.
And do you want to hear the nominees? It is Empire Wrestling Federation, Ground Zero, Level Up / Level Up Pro Wrestling, Knox Pro, New Japan Wrestling, and the United Wrestling Network / Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. So if you guys want to go on SoCalAncestor.com and vote for one of those promotions.
New Japan shouldn't count.
Well, they've been running those shows up in the LA area, right?
They're like, I mean, that'd be like Florida being like, all right, should we give the award to
I mean,
WWE?
WWE is nominated every year in this category, so it's one of those things.
Anyways, that's the promotions of the year. Next
Okay.
we got the Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Formerly something Devin was nominated for in 2007.
That's right.
Well, formerly something I won back in 2014.
Well, thank you for that information, Mike. I did not know that.
Yes,
There's a
I
big
won
trophy
it.
over there, right?
2014, I won it.
I guess we know who the better Hogsman is.
I broke the Santino streak. I did, legit.
You didn't hear what I said. Devin did not like it.
Oh. All right, nominees for the 2020 Southern California Rookie of the Year. We have DTF, Darren Troy Fable. He's a Level Up Pro Wrestling School student.
Welcome.
Also, DTF.
Yeah.
Do you know what that stands for?
Down to fight?
No, it stands for Darren Troy Fable.
That's
We have another person. His name's Floor, Flor.
okay.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
That's all right. They're a rookie.
And this is a young lady, Milo Matters. She is nominated. She's the Santino's girl. I've heard. I think Heather brought her name up when we interviewed Heather Monroe.
Okay.
So, all right, Milo Matters, and then we have a gentleman named Ray Romero Jr. And I believe,
that's the mask kids. That's the mask guy's kid.
who's the mask guy kid?
The one who, the Booyah guy.
Oh, you think that's Dom?
Yeah, that's Ray Romero Jr.'s kid.
I believe he's another Santino's kid.
Okay, all right, my mistake.
So you can go vote for them on the website. And then what else do we have? We have the Tag Team of the Year.
Here we go.
Award.
Hogs. Here we go. Number 1, the Hogsmen.
No, actually we didn't make it. I don't think we had enough matches as a team.
Excuse
oh well.
me?
Better luck next year, Hogs.
We had 50 matches every fucking. We had one match every week of the year. In an audio
Is
match.
this like the Goldberg streak where you just make up matches?
No,
that
this is
didn't
the
happen?
audio format match.
Oh, okay.
Every week. No one can say that they did that.
You're 100% correct on that.
You're right.
100% correct on that.
Thank you.
But next year, I believe they'll have the Southern California podcast of the year.
Our matches could only be seen on Audible.
And
And
we're
by
good for
seen,
that.
I mean listen to.
Anyways, here's the list, the nominees for tag team of the year. It's our Promo Mania opponents that we decided we're just gonna have a tie with.
4 minutes of heat.
4 minutes of heat.
Give me the Wolf Zaddies for 400.
Wolf Zaddies are on there.
Okay.
8-Bit Lit
Okay.
is on there. The Ringworms and SoCal Distancing,
Okay.
who is comprised of Andy Brown and Adrian Quest.
Who the fuck is in the Ringworms? I'm terrified of that name.
That
sounds
is
so disgusting.
that's Baron Ratza
Okay.
and Rob Shit.
I was gonna say that sounds like a Rob Shit tag team.
Greatest name in professional wrestling.
All right.
And the Bodega. So those are your nominees for Tag Team of the Year. Dev, maybe next year.
Okay.
You know what's funny is so I got nominated and I won Rookie of the Year
Right, you sure did.
back in
Rub it in my face.
2014 and haven't been nominated since
For
for anything.
yeah, well, I think the problem is it's the in-ring stuff.
Well,
If I'm being honest,
I'll be honest.
out of the ring, you're a fantastic guy. In the ring, it's that's where the problems start.
I don't really expect to be nominated for any of these ever because I don't believe my style really is kind of I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I
don't-
don't know how that people get nominated. Like, it's so strange because certainly there's several guys that I've seen nominated that have had, probably 100 more matches than some of the other people who get nominated.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is that possible?
And I feel this year it's also kind of like it depends on who you work for.
Yeah.
Right? If your promotion is like, hey, listen, guys, we're going to shut down for this year. We can't run shows, nothing, just because maybe they don't want to.
Right.
Then you're screwed, right? Because you're like, that's one of my home promotions that I wrestle for regularly, and they're calling it quits for the year. And then you have other promotions that are like, listen, we're gonna still run, we're gonna do it safely, blah blah blah, and you're a part of this promotion, so you get to wrestle a lot.
Right.
So you're by luck of the draw, you're like, oh sweet, like I have I can keep my wrestling career going during this
I think
time.
unless you were working for Hollywood this year or United, you're just kind of shit out of luck in California
Yeah,
and SoCal anyway.
basically. But anyway, SoCalUncensored.com. Go vote. And I think there's supposed to be like more awards and nominations coming up, right? They usually do Wrestler of the Year. And what's the other? There's the Paul. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The memorial one?
I don't know. Yeah, they do a memorial one and several others.
Yeah. So
They do match of the year. They do all types of shit.
speaking of memorial,
Yep.
big news in the wrestling. The day after Christmas, Brodie Lee, aka Luke Harper, real name John Huber, passed away. Fucking nuts, man. Fucking nuts. That came out of nowhere. You know?
Yeah, that was shit. It's crazy that he had this going on for a while and like it never got leaked.
Yeah, which Adam, I saw you mention something about a supposed wrestling journalist, questioning.
Yeah, the day after all this happened, Bruce Mitchell, who can go fuck himself, posted some article on Pro Wrestling Torch, which was basically like his wife needs to give us more information on what was wrong with him because he said without saying he's accusing them of a COVID cover-up.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then a bunch of journalists argued, well, it's really tough. It's really like, I've been on the other side of this and, it's tough reporting this. I'm like, well, he's not reporting. He's posting his opinion saying a grieving wife should give us more information on why her husband's dead.
I read it after I saw your post about it. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know who this guy was, the Bruce Mitchell guy.
Yeah.
So I read it and I was like, yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah. It's like posting a day after Kobe died. Why was he in a helicopter? It's that kind of shit. It's like,
well, it's that family doesn't owe anybody shit.
No.
Wrestling, we appreciate you guys coming to the shows, paying your tickets to watch us perform, and while we're at, we do owe a lot to fans, but we don't owe everything. And for this person to kind of accuse the wife and AEW of some kind of cover-up, it's like, you piece of shit. That's not okay, man. You really think like there's a conspiracy to cover that up? They gave you a reason. They said it was a lung issue. It was non-COVID related.
Yeah.
And listen, there's more diseases out there in the world than just COVID. Right? There's more diseases than just COVID. So it's very, I don't know his medical history. This might have been something.
He didn't have anything up until this point. He was, as far as you can tell, he's a perfectly healthy 41-year-old man.
Well, maybe he did have, they just didn't leak it.
Yeah.
There's a thing called HIPAA laws. And if somebody doesn't want their medical history released, then you don't release it.
Yeah.
If somebody decides to voluntarily say, hey, I have this condition, I have this virus, I have this disease, that's their business. But if, respect people's privacy.
Yeah.
Respect people's privacy.
The couple of things I'll say completely off of that is like positive stuff, as much positive stuff as you can get out of this. I don't think that if there is, I don't really know who he is, a more respected guy, it seems, in the entire business than he was.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Harper,
Yep.
Brodie Lee. Every single person that I think possibly could posted something positive and uplifting about him. The Bray Wyatt post it's hard to read because it's like you get the emotion of somebody who was going down the roads with him. They were teaming together.
Yeah.
Randy Orton posted something, and Randy Orton doesn't post shit like that. So even Randy Orton posted something like that. It's like, man, like I feel like there's a good bunch of people who probably knew this was coming. Because on the 17th, they did a dark match thing in AEW where his son beat Kenny Omega for the title.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a fun little thing they did for him. I don't know if he was there for that. I doubt it because it was like a week ago, and I don't know how bad this got. And then I saw JR posting on Sunday that he took his son to the Jaguars game. So it's like a lot of people are showing like that even though this terrible thing happened, you can still show some good in the world.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk basically is donating his any shirts you buy of his own pro wrestling tees, they're all going to his family. Mick Foley's the same way. There's someone else, I forget who the third person is, but
Solid moves.
Those two people, I'm like, you don't need to do that. But like, he touched so many lives just because he's been around for so long that he's probably been around every single generation that's like currently wrestling right now. Because I remember he's been around probably since 2005, 2006, probably even before that. But it sucks, you know. It was one of those things that completely caught me off guard, especially. And
yeah, it was nuts when I saw the first like tweet. I was like, this must be like a hoax or something like that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, I don't know if this is like a Being the Elite skit thing that they're doing, because they do shit like that sometimes. But not like that, but like they'd make jokes and have fun with stuff. And then I'm starting to see all these people responding, and I'm just like, oh, this is fucking real.
Yeah, this is real. It's crazy. Crazy, man. Anyways, condolences to the family. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then also Besha 666. It was he just released some news about his mom. His mom passed away. I guess she was struggling with COVID. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like, seriously, like, Besha's a really nice guy. I've had the privilege of sharing the ring with him, and my heart goes out to him. It's terrible. Terrible. Ugh.
It's one of those things that's like, you feel more for the people when you know how good of a person they are and whatnot. And like, you don't like feel any like, oh, someone died. But like when you know the person and you know that they're a good person, you know they're going through something with their parents, and know that the parents are good people, it makes things so much tougher to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, even though you're not directly involved in it.
Yeah.
It's,
It's weird, man, how this COVID stuff works. I mean, I have a buddy who has it right now, and I talked to him, and he goes, "No, it's fine." He goes, "I've had hangovers worse than this." And but it's different. People react differently, right? I've brought this up to some friends before. I'm horribly allergic to poison oak, right? I get poison oak and I am fucked. It's like everywhere. I'm swollen up. I looked when I was a young kid. I got poison oak so many times because I would always be running through like the canyons and all these bad areas. And so that's me, right? My reaction to poison oak is very, very bad. And then I have another good friend who, if he gets poison oak, hey, he gets a little itch, a little rash, kind of normal, right? And then my best friend is immune to it. So there's 3 people with 3 different reactions to poison oak. And that's just kind of how the world is, man. Everybody's got different reactions. It's like this, like with this vaccine stuff, right? People are like, I'm not taking it. And then the news reports if one person, has the chills after taking vaccine, they're like, oh, had an allergic reaction. And it's like, that's one person. And they just had the chills. Like, relax. Like, stop trying to scare people out of taking this goddamn vaccine. Like, by the time somebody brought this up to me the other day, our category, right? We are young, 35 to 40, demographic, all that kind of stuff. By the time we get that vaccine's gonna be perfect.
Actually, I got an email from my mom today that she has all the first people who are gonna, and I'm actually like in the second tier of people who will get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm of a certain age and I have an underlying health issue because I'm diabetic.
Oh, no shit.
So it will be available to me before it'll be available to you guys, but it's still probably a while away.
Well, let me know how that goes for you.
I will. I'll
try
let
and
you know.
sneak me.
If I have a third arm, then I will make sure I post it on Twitter.
Try and sneak me a shot. Bring one for Dev too if he needs it.
What up, dog? I've known you for a while.
You should probably actually be on that too. You're probably in a tier, Devin. You're probably in a tier where
I haven't seen anything come my way.
But you have an underlying health condition, which is asthma, which is probably
I haven't seen anything.
I'll show you the email my mom sent me, but she got it from the CDC or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, what else is going on in your life, Dev?
Fuck. Just recovering from the announcement from the other day. That was a rough one. That hit me pretty hard.
Did you ever do an extra work? Did you ever run into him at all in the back or anything like that? We're talking about Luke Harper.
Not where I had a talk with him, but I watched him go over his stuff. But it's just one of those things where I was telling Adam, it sucks with wrestling, especially wrestling related deaths. There's so fucking many of them that like. The first thing I thought, like, I was crushed, and then the second thing I thought was like, oh man, at least it wasn't suicide. And like, it's unfortunate that when it comes to wrestling, like, you have to think that, like,
Yeah.
oh, at least it wasn't suicide, or at least it wasn't like CTE related, and he didn't go off and do something crazy.
Well, I can see how you thought that because it came out of the blue.
right.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
It came out of the blue.
So I don't know. That was still recovering from that, basically. But
Did you have any interactions with him?
No, I don't
Because
think
Duke
I did.
posted something. Duke said that when he was always nice to him when he was
Really?
an extra after everything came out.
I don't recall ever having any interaction with him. Yeah, so, but it sounds like he was a good guy. A lot of people had a lot of good things to say about him, and in the end, that's the way you want to be remembered.
And it was such a short period of time, but I'm so happy that he got a little bit of a run because he's like literally one of the most criminally underrated guys in wrestling.
I do agree. I remember watching him back in the day when he first went to the main roster, and he actually had a singles match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this guy can move. This
He's
guy's really good for his size.
He's like one of the best moving big men I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like Taker, Kane, any of those guys, like he's moves better than almost all of them.
And when they busted up the Wyatt family, I thought like, oh man, this guy might get a singles run out of this because I thought he was really good. It just kind of seems like the WWE didn't have an idea of what to do with them.
oh, they
they
shit the bed with him.
Well, there's a funny story that I guess Vince, who didn't know where he was from, tried to get him to do a Southern accent, and he's like, "You should do a Southern accent. You're from the South." He looks at me, "I'm from Rochester, New York," and so it's like, "Oh," and then Vince is like, "Oh, okay."
You should do a Southern
He
accent
should do
from
a Southern-
Rochester.
and then he literally tried to make him do a Southern accent for a while, and it just didn't go well.
I mean, when they have him and Rowan as tag partners, you think like there's two big dudes. You just send them out to beat people up.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, they were like, here, put on these coats and carry sledgehammers. And it's like, why would you bring a sledgehammer
Those
to
two
the
guys
ring?
are scary enough without weapons. You
Yeah.
just have to send them out there. People will be scared of them.
And it's like, if you're going to bring out weapons, at least hit a motherfucker
They
with
never
them.
hit anybody with.
But yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Like they just, with Rowan and Luke Harper, they seemed like they just had no idea what to do with them.
Yeah, it could be an aesthetic thing. The t-shirt and the jeans thing. They just might not have seen anything in that.
Yeah.
But
What do you think, Dev?
I don't know. It's just another missed opportunity that made me real sad. You see these guys that eventually you think they're getting their shine, and I think actually the last time I did extra work, he was getting his little run. Like he had a run where I think there was a battle royal where people thought he was going to win the battle royal and go on to do, whatever it was, get the number one.
Was that when you did the security guard thing?
Maybe some.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
It would have
what
been the
was
same
going-
year.
I'm trying to remember what was going on.
it would have been the same year.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
I remembered he was supposed to get some kind of run, and people were real excited about it, but it didn't happen. So
Didn't happen.
Well, it happened this year. It was
Yep.
a couple of months, but he got a pretty good run where he was actually treated like a main eventer, where he had
Yeah.
some really good stuff that he did, and he had a couple of good matches with Cody, and then that's what I mean. He had the match with Cody in October, and then he just disappeared. They didn't, and then like another thing, it's like nobody knew. Like it's awesome that it didn't leak. It's awesome that like nobody was like, oh no, he's sick. He just vanished. They didn't talk about him. They didn't talk about him on TV. There was no like, where's Luke Harper? Like no one was, or Brodie Lee. No one was like constantly bombarding Tony Khan with these questions. It was just, I don't know.
Well, that's what I think with this time, if you don't see somebody on the TV for a while, you go, oh, there must be something going on, because like a family member, maybe they just can't make it. People have reasons not to,
Like Seth Rollins has been off TV because he had a kid.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but people know that it's one of those things because it was posted. So.
Yeah, man. Hey, we got a question.
oh, nice.
Did you see this question?
No, I did not.
It's a fun question.
It's a good one.
I don't know how deep we can get into it, but it's kind of fun.
Okay, Adam, is this going on YouTube, by the way? Did you figure that out?
Let's gonna push that back to.
It just says nope.
We're gonna push that
Nope.
back to the
year.
50,
Okay.
episode 52.
That was a question or a comment that we got several times. That people are looking for this on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, well, people sit at their desk and they just pop this shit on in the background, plug their headphones in. That's how my buddy used to listen to podcasts at work. I never understood it. I'm like, you go to YouTube to search the podcast, and then you plug your headphones into your computer. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, I don't know. I just do that. Like, I like to turn it on and see it sometimes. I'm like, okay.
It's as simple as I just need to go on the YouTube channel on my computer and try to upload it and see if I can upload a full episode on there. So if I can do that, it will be up this week.
Nice.
If I can't, then I will.
What's the
have to try to
visual
figure
going to be?
something out.
Please tell me.
I don't know.
Exactly what we look like right now. You and I sitting on a couch in my extra bedroom, and
Ah, shit.
That's
Just do
about
the
it.
Hogsmen logo.
Maybe
if it
I'll
works.
throw in like a picture of a younger Mike when he was the Rookie of the Year if I can find one,
I'll send you one.
and then maybe I can find a picture of Devin when he was nominated for Rookie of the Year.
Is that when I came out to Lupe Fiasco's Superstar?
Yeah.
Kick push.
Do you remember who you lost it to?
Yeah, Watts.
Yeah.
You lost to Watts?
Yeah,
What year was that?
2007.
Ah, damn, you started.
I started 2005.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You just didn't get the.
I started training in 2004.
You didn't get the recognition until 2007.
No. But I didn't do shit. Like, I didn't do much. I wrestled for like a bunch of. I trained a ton, and I wrestled for a bunch of lucha shows. But like that was. I didn't know anything about like getting out there. So I wrestled down here. I wrestled by the board. Like, dude, I wrestled on some shows that had like 500, 700 people, and I thought that was the norm. I'm like, oh shit, this is sick. And then I started wrestling for like American companies. I'm like, oh, there's 40 people here. Like, okay.
I thought Adrian Quest was a rookie.
Yeah.
When I first met him.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Adrian. I mean, Adrian must only be like 23 years old at the oldest
Young
probably
guy,
right
yeah.
now. So when I met Adrian, he was probably like 19.
Yeah.
And he's just this little kid,
Right.
Right. The first time I ever met him, I ended up gorilla pressing him and throwing him out during a rumble
As you should.
at EWF.
As you should.
Thank God it wasn't my idea. Somebody in the match was like, "Hey, can you gorilla press Quest and throw him out?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Get over here. Let me see." Pick him up and I lift him. I go, "Yeah, I can do that." And he goes, "Cool. That's how you're gonna eliminate him." And I'm like, "All right." You know, like, and Adrian's such a good kid. He let me fucking do it.
You're like, Andy, you're kind of a dick.
But somebody like, I don't know if somebody asked me or like something, and I go, Rookie of the Year for the following year. I go, it should be Adrian Quest.
Mm-hmm.
And Quest responded, I've been wrestling for like 15 years.
Dude, that's
and he's like
hilarious.
19 years old.
Yeah,
So he started when he was 4,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Of course.
It's simple math.
That's simple math.
But I was like, God damn, you've been wrestling that long? Like, it's insane, dude. When I was your age, I was not on that kind of path. I was doing stupid stuff, drinking 40s at high school parties and shit.
I saw one of those pictures the other day you posted.
Edward
Hell yeah.
40 Hands.
From back in the 2001. That's when it
Hell
happened?
yeah.
Did you ever play Edward 40 Hands?
No, but I remember watching my friends play it.
Terrible fucking game.
Well, yeah, how are you supposed to piss?
Exactly.
I was
You figure it out.
I was down with Poundemonium.
What is that?
All right, here we go. So you line up teams of 2. I
Right.
don't give a fuck how many you got.
Okay.
All right, you put a 6-pack in front of every team.
Okay.
First team to finish the 6-pack wins. And it doesn't matter. We could each drink 3, or I could drink 5. You could drink
That's
1.
just called Friday night.
It's just called getting fucked up.
Okay,
Let's,
all right.
let's stop.
Poundemonium.
Let's stop with the reindeer games and let's get to really what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Get fucked up. And the funniest thing is, so my friends used to play that out at.
It's called Messed Up Mania.
They used to play that out at the desert,
Uh-huh.
Glamis, when we were younger.
Yeah.
And there'd always be the kids that you drink too fast and they have to throw up.
Yeah. Oh,
So you
gross.
just turn and
you keep going.
into the sand and keep going, man.
Gross.
Yeah, it's funny.
Disgusting.
Funny as shit. I think my brother made it up. It was just like, hey guys, break up into 2, and everybody grab 6 beers and let's go.
Nice.
First team to win. Anyways, okay, let's get to this question.
I actually just read this question as you guys were talking, and this is an incredible question.
Who wrote it?
Petey Skeeves.
Okay.
Rebel
Storm.
Rebel Storm.
Salutations, Hogs. Let me start
2021
off.
Rookie of the Year. Go ahead.
Cool. Let me start off by saying congrats on 50 episodes. I'll be Camden clutching my younger brother in celebration.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
What about the Spark Shooter?
I don't think. No.
Okay.
He's
no
he's
doubt.
not at that level yet.
Okay.
That's an advanced move.
That's a 2021 move.
He's
You-
basically a booker when Mike calls him and says he's in a tag team. They're like,
You,
all
see,
right.
the spark shooter, you
Yep.
have to put your leg in between there and cross it up.
That's true.
It's tough.
Then
Man.
flip him over.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
My request today is a big one, but for a big show, it seems appropriate. Can you book a whole Royal Rumble match, but the only condition is that all entrants are who you think are virgins? This is him saying, this is not me. This is the most stupid question I know, but I just want to see what conversation comes from it, which is what I tell these people every week to ask these kinds of questions.
All right,
just
here we
to
go.
see.
Petey, first of all, never say salutations ever again.
Entrant number 1.
And also, you're going, Petey, you might be going in number 1, dog.
Number 1, homie. People I think are virgins.
Well, you got to start ruling people out. So you can rule Hunter out because he had a kid. So there's proof.
There you go.
You can rule Devin out, had a kid.
Had a kid.
There you go.
Mike?
Micah doesn't have a kid, so we don't know, but we assume.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll go in number 2. I'll go in number 2.
My immediate thought when I look at Mike is not, he's probably a virgin.
Probably a virgin. Who else would
Not
be
my
a-
immediate reaction.
Haven't been in a long time. 17 years old, kid. What about you? Any recollection?
Any recollection? Are we going to go over our first times?
Yeah,
here
go
on
ahead.
the
Let's go.
podcast? Yeah, man, it was fantastic.
I just asked for the age, kid.
We didn't ask for a
18.
breakdown.
18?
18, yeah.
Ah, you're kind of late.
I was
I was 21.
I was
Really?
Yeah.
I was super like I hate it. Religion
Oh, really?
gets in the way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Up until like 18 I was like this is
Wait, you were religious growing up?
super highly.
That
didn't
is
know that.
something I
Yeah,
did
my whole
not
family
know,
was
would not
highly religious.
Your mom was super religious?
I was like a youth group leader guy until I was like 18, from like 14 to 18. Went to the whole 9.
You're blowing my fucking mind.
Interesting.
Blowing my mind.
Blowing my fucking mind.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's my my wife's father recently asked, like, "Oh, what are you guys doing with your kid? Like, you guys gonna like take her to church or like do all this shit?" I'm like, dude, I don't go to church. Why would I send her to church?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that shit. But just the way I grew up, I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't put a kid through that.
I used to, when I was real young, my family, like elementary school, my family would go to church.
Right.
I would do like the Sunday school and all that. I was
Yeah.
baptized. I did,
Yep.
what is the communion?
I got I did my communion too.
Right?
Communion, but then you get confirmed or
I don't
You
know.
do something after that, but
Yeah.
I went as far as communion, and you could tell that religion was not going to be my thing when the most excited thing about that day was all the sick presents I got.
Nice.
I got like a Game Gear, which
You
at the
got
time was
presents?
like,
I don't
yeah,
remember
for
getting-
communion.
I
Yeah.
don't remember getting shit.
Yeah, you're supposed to get like it's basically supposed to be like another birthday for you.
Really? Yeah,
that's Catholic stuff. I don't know if
no, I think
You're
that's
talking
what
about
I
getting
think that's
confirmed.
what
You're talking about getting confirmed. Communion
No,
is just
communion.
the bread and
the bread and stuff, right? The
Yeah.
wine- but you don't drink the wine at that age. You're not allowed to.
Oh, and Catholic, yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't remember doing that.
Well, were you Catholic?
I'm pretty sure I was Catholic. Yeah.
You don't even know if you're Catholic?
Like, dude, I don't.
How long was the church when you go to church?
I don't know.
It was like 3 hours?
I wasn't
Then it's
sitting there.
Catholic.
Did you like
to
pray to
watch.
saints and shit?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Catholic. I was.
If you went to church for more
Whatever.
than 2 hours, you were Catholic.
I wasn't looking at my wristwatch.
Your watch.
Your
Pokemon
I remember I didn't
wristwatch.
like it. I didn't like it though. I
That
didn't
sucks.
like it.
Yeah, bro. The way I grew up, like, I don't know. I couldn't raise a kid like that.
Really?
Like I've talked to people who are like, oh yeah, that think the same way now, but they're like, oh, give me a good moral compass and all this. I'm like, fuck that. Gave you a good moral compass, like you didn't know right from wrong and shit. Like you had to have someone be like, you'll go to hell if you do that. Like, really? Like,
See-
you could just not kill on your own.
See, I don't. If somebody asked me like, "Hey, what's your religion?"
Right.
Like right now in my life, I'd be like, "I don't do that."
You're like hogs.
I'm not Catholic.
Church of Wrestling.
I'm not agnostic. I'm not anything. I don't want any
Right,
label.
right.
I don't want any label.
Right.
I also, because I don't really fuck with it.
Yeah.
But if somebody, let's say, had a drug dependency or alcoholism and they had to get off of it, and somehow religion, church, whatever, help them out, then hey, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what religion is probably for.
Right.
It's useful to you. It was useful to you. I don't, I don't really have that problem. Like, I don't have problems like that where I have
Right.
to rely on a higher power to figure it out.
Right.
I'll figure it out myself.
Right.
Or I'll ask my wife.
That's your higher power.
That's my higher power. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a whole clusterfuck.
Anyways,
I hate it. I hate
That's
it.
surprising.
Like
that's something I've known you for as long as I've known you. I did not.
well, you know why?
I did
It's
not
because
know that.
I was so fucking mad at it when I left. I was just like, dude, fuck everything that has to do. Like, it's just so. To me, it's such a. It left such a bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
and like I have like cringy nightmares about it. Like I think about, like, I'll drive by an old church that's by my house now that I went to, like, from, I don't know, like 12 years old to 14 years old, and I get cringy about it. I'm like, dude, fuck that place.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would, man, if that wasn't in your way, I feel like you could have cleaned up in high school.
I know I could have.
You're a
yeah.
good looking kid. I've seen pictures
Yeah.
of you when you were younger. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, this is you're like, your pictures of you when you were younger is like a real Southern California kid.
Bro, I had a picture. I was going through some shit cleaning up at the house, and I found an old driver's license, and I had hair down to my shoulders, and I was wearing like a Quicksilver shirt.
Hell
or
yeah.
something like that.
I
But
know
my-
exactly. I have so many friends that looked exactly like you.
Yeah, and I had like bleach blonde hair because at the time I was trying to learn to surf and shit, and I was like, fuck yeah. But yeah, like just that whole time period, I try to block it out of my memory, just because I remember it gave me like a level of OCD. Like as a young child, it gave me a level of OCD where I'm like, oh fuck, I did that. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was a sin. Like, okay, you got to like pray that away now. And then like I would like pray about it, and like, but like in the Bible, in Christianity, like thoughts can be sins.
Oh,
you
yeah?
thought about it. That's a sin, bro. Thinking about it is the same thing as doing it. And so it's like, oh, well, I thought about the thing I did earlier, but then I asked for forgiveness, right? So I'm good. Oh, but I thought about it again. Like, fuck. So, but like, you know what I mean? It's just a very unhealthy. I think introducing that thought process to a little kid is super fucking unhealthy. Like, whether you believe it or not, whether you're like, whether you're 50 years old and you go, this is my belief, I think, you know, you go to heaven or hell. Sins affect, you know, where you go, and like if whether or not you believe in Jesus or not, or whatever the religion is, like that affects where you go. Whether you believe that or not, telling a 5-year-old
Yes, this is what
that they're gonna burn in hell for eternity. Hey, you remember how sitting in the car while I was shopping seemed like a long time? Imagine doing that for fucking ever. Remember all your birthdays? Okay, now imagine every day until all your birthdays. You're just doing that in hell. You're burning alive. You're just burning. Wouldn't that suck? Okay, that's why we pray to God, and that's why we ask for forgiveness. Like, that shit got to me, and that was fucking terrifying. And like, that's how I like grew up. Like, you know, you adjust to it, and it becomes like a normal, like, oh, just don't do that thing and you'll be okay. But like, yeah, up until a certain age, like even, you know, once I hit like 12 years old, I turned a corner on that shit. But like, still there's certain thought processes that go into it, like, oh yeah, like premarital sex is like bad, like you can't, you know, do anything with chicks because, like, I don't know, you'll go to, I don't know if I'll go to, even though you can like think for yourself, like, I don't know that I'll go to hell, but like, it's not supposed to be good.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just fucked up, man. It just totally messed with me.
You know what I loved in high school was there was certain kids who would go back and forth between being very religious, and then all of a sudden you'd see them on the weekend at like a party fucked up, you know, pounding 40s, and then
Right.
they'd be back to being hardcore religious, and they would just go back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey man, one or the other, okay? If you're going to be preaching it, follow it.
Yeah.
If you want to bail on it, I'm cool with that too, but what's up with this going back and forth stuff? But
Yeah.
you know, hey, when you're in high school, you're trying to find yourself. But also, here's the thing: you have how old's your little girl? She's about like 3, something like that.
Yeah.
Eventually, you have to tell that kid like, hey, yeah, life, you die eventually, right?
Right.
Everybody dies. Have you had this conversation at all like that?
No. Well, dying, yeah. Like, so her great grandmother on my wife's side died this summer, so we had to like talk about that with her, and she like was able to. I think she just processed it. Like, she understands. Like, ain't coming back. But as far as like, you know, my mom's like, oh, you're gonna tell her she's getting heaven now and all this. I'm like, I'm just not gonna say anything about that.
Here's the
I'm just
crazy
gonna
thing.
leave that to myself.
Because everybody dies.
Yeah.
We all know it. Now, when you're a kid and you tell a kid, hey, everybody dies.
Yeah.
That kid goes, what? Like, that's not a good thing. That's bad.
Yeah.
Now you have to comfort your kid,
Right.
and say, hey, no, it's okay though, because you go to heaven and you live a perfect life.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I figured out like people die, I was like, holy shit, like that's scary, man. That's scary.
This is why we need YouTube. I wish everyone could have seen Mike's face just now. Holy shit!
That's scary. But then somebody, tells you like, oh, but you go to heaven,
Right?
And you're gonna have all your
Your
relatives
friends and your family.
all that stuff.
This is what I don't get, right? Like, the inconsistencies, but like, oh, you get married twice. You love them equally as much. They both die before you. Who's your wife in heaven?
Oh, I've already told my wife if I die, she's not allowed to get remarried. Because let's say your God does exist, okay? Let's say that heaven does exist.
Right.
And I'm up there chilling, waiting for Beth to get up there. Beth eventually shows up, and then some jack off. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, who's this?
Who the fuck is
my
this?
other husband.
Who's this Ron guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's like, okay, and then, but like, and they say it's like, oh, it's your perfect form. So it's like, so I got like chiseled abs, or like, how do I, because like,
You're
perfect.
Hogan. You're Hogan, bro.
Yeah, but Hogan doesn't have abs.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Hemsworth Hogan will have abs.
Heaven Hogan has abs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is like, I don't know, like, and they're like, oh, you're just gonna be perfect. Like, I don't know, man. Like, my flaws kind of made me who I am. Like, what's perfect? Like, just completely flawed out.
But
Because
that's
then
the
I'm
thing.
really
There
then
are
I'm really
certain things that you do that it's all a sin. Did you
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a sip of alcohol before you were 21? I bet you did.
Hell
That's
yeah.
against that's against the law. That's
You
not a sin,
had
though.
sex before you got married.
Yeah, is
that's
that-
a sin.
Is that a sin?
No,
Drinking?
it's not.
What,
No, but here's
no,
the-
but if it's something illegal, it's usually considered.
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
sin.
So if you man, I used to know so much about this shit, but like basically, the law of the land, like you're supposed to obey the law of the land as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just all fucking yeah.
Let's get back to booking this Virgin Rumble.
yeah. Virgin
By the way,
Mary.
That's a tough one. PD, you might be going in by yourself, dog. I'll go in there. I'll do a spot with you. But
Well, you're not a virgin. You're not eligible.
But hey, you know what?
Well, he'll get eliminated.
I'll get eliminated apparently.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single virgin or like a wrestler person that I was like, you're a virgin for sure. Like, there's something wrong with this person. Like, they just have they're just off a little bit. They're way too into their spots. You know what I mean? Like, God damn, how long did you think about that for?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know what? I wouldn't want to book a fucking Rumble anyways.
Oh God.
Oh my God, have you ever seen the lineup for a Rumble? It's like, God, no, thank you. I'm glad I didn't have to waste 5 hours of my life trying to figure that out. Probably even longer, right? It depends on how many people you have.
Well, to book it, no.
Ugh.
No, I like the way we did the Hollywood Rumble recently. They like paired off
That was a battle royale.
a battle royale. Okay, same shit though. They paired off agents and they're like, all
way
right,
different.
that's pretty
Way
easy.
different. If you're talking Rumble and battle royale booking style, way different. Battle royale. Hey, all you assholes, get in the fucking ring. Start punching. Okay, you four.
Here's what you go.
I need you guys in the ring at
Here's
the
what
end.
you do for number 30. You go, okay, you start with your final four. These are our final four.
Okay.
Maybe do your final, and then we'll do our final 8 from there, and then we're gonna drop them in where it's important. Okay, is number 1 winning? No. Okay, but you're gonna be close, so we'll put you in at 1. We'll drop you in at 7. We'll drop you in at 12, and you just drop them in. You go, okay, you get eliminated. You guys figure out cool spots and shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Here's how we want the final 4 to
Dude,
go.
when I debuted at SoCal Pro in the Rumble, I was surprised how much time they gave me in that thing.
Really?
A lot of the newer guys, the debuting students, you go in there maybe get 5 minutes at the most, right?
Yeah.
I looked at my time. I was like, wow, I'm actually going to be in there for a long time.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Like, as far as like, I feel like they kind of
You know
had,
why?
like,
They
the
thought you were a
confidence.
virgin.
They might have thought I was a virgin at the ripe old age of 31 years old.
It happens.
You never know, man. But yeah, that's a tough one, Petey. I think it's funny as hell. But I can't really. You're going in solo, Petey. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, that's it. It's just what would you? Yeah, it's like you got a finger poke of doom yourself. Like in that match.
you grab yourself by you horse collar yourself
Yeah.
and eliminate yourself
Yeah,
over the
exactly.
rope. Yeah, good stuff. But
Good
thank
on
you
you.
for the question,
Yeah.
Petey. Appreciate it, man. It's good stuff. Hey,
Was that our only question for the 50th episode?
Yeah.
Fucking A. Love it.
I went to a lot of trouble to post some of these things
Thank
and
you.
make some of these things. And no one even asked a question.
I think they're
well.
great, though.
I got a question. Did you guys watch Wonder Woman at all? The new Wonder Woman?
You got an hour?
I mean, I didn't think it was terrible.
I thought it was
It was
terrible.
It didn't
awful.
blow my hair back, but
I
hey,
thought it
man,
was
it's fine.
awful.
I thought the Mandalorian did a really good job.
Oh fuck yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
You know what? I until he took the helmet off in Mandalorian, I didn't realize he's the Red Viper from Game
Yeah.
of Thrones.
Yeah.
I loved that character. And then he get his head smashed.
Yeah.
I was like,
Eyes.
But I thought Wonder Woman was okay.
I thought it was so trash.
Did you?
I was really bummed out because I loved the first one.
Very good.
I thought the first one was phenomenal. The whole no man's land scene where she's running through and just kicking ass.
Yep,
I
loved it.
legitimately loved the first. Like that first Wonder Woman is in my top 10 for best superhero movies, maybe top 5.
Very good. And plus, Gal Gadot, it ain't
yeah.
hard to look at her for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I like that scene, but does that kind of stuff cringe you when he goes, "It's no man's land. No man can go out there." And then you're like, well, she's
what's
not
funny?
a man. And like this,
No,
I didn't even realize that.
no, I don't care.
You see, I don't.
I hear
I'm
that
gender neutral.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
He
But I'm
doesn't
just
see
like,
gender.
I'm like, the people that made that movie obviously wanted to put that line in there so you would notice it. Like he emphasizes the word "no man" and he says it in a way like, oh, okay.
That's the only actor then, though.
I didn't even pick
Don't
that
you
up.
say anything bad about Chris Pine?
But here's the new movie was so cringe to me from like the beginning scene, like where they're back in the Amazon. I
They're
was
doing
like,
that race.
oh, that was sick. I was down with that.
I thought it was cool, but a little long.
It was long, but I was okay with
It was like 11 minutes long, and it literally had nothing to do with the rest
Best
of the
11
movie.
minutes of the movie.
It was cool. It was cool.
After that, she fights those people. It was just so over the top, and it's so like they were trying to be tongue in cheek, and I don't know. It didn't work for me.
Yeah,
Didn't work.
yeah. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest movie. It wasn't better than the first one, but
Well,
hey, it
what a
was fine.
shitty.
I was just
plot.
happy to watch a new movie.
Hey, spoilers for everyone who's gonna listen for the next 5 minutes, starting now. What a shitty plot line. Like, your villain is like, I can grant any wish. Like, I feel like any third grader has come up with that before. Like, oh, let's play, Power Rangers. What's your villain thing? Like, oh, I can grant wishes and, do things. And it's like, oh, you're a genie? You're a fucking genie? Like, okay.
I like the idea that he could take from it also. Like, hey, I'll give you this, but I'm also going to take this from you. So I thought that was kind
It
of
was
cool.
just, I mean, to me, that whole thing was so over like, what a terrible villain to have. Think of all the villains we've had recently. We've had Thanos, and we've had, I don't know, fucking. I'm going with Thanos because he's the most recent.
Yeah.
But think of all the villains that we've had in Marvel, and in DC, and it's like
Killmonger's a good one.
Killmonger's a great one. But then you've got the wish guy. He just makes wishes, grants them for you, and there you go. Like, did you want to
And then
wish?
I still, no one has yet to explain to me why Kristen Wiig turned into a cat.
She said she wanted to be an alpha predator like no one had ever seen before.
Yep.
But why did she slowly turn into a cat?
No, because she
alpha
turned into a
predator.
cat. She turned into the cat after she said she wanted to be the alpha predator.
But she already had her one wish.
No, but the next scene, no, he said he was feeling generous.
He's going to give her another one. Come on.
I didn't know that was even
You
possible.
picked up on the goddamn no man's land? You don't pick up on that shit?
I was out on this movie 15 minutes in. I
So-
texted Devin. I told him, I was like, this movie, I could tell this movie's going to suck 15 minutes in.
So here's some of the cool shit about the movie. So when, again, spoilers, when Max Lord is the villain's name, when he's on stage and he's doing the, like, oh, send me your wishes from all of them. Apparently during that, they play Martha's theme from Batman and Batman versus Superman.
This song sounded familiar.
They play Martha's theme, which is for Martha Wayne.
Martha.
So the idea is that apparently they died in 1981, according to the tombstone from Batman versus Superman. So this would have taken place 3 years after Bruce witnessed his parents die. So the idea is that Bruce saw Max Lord on TV, said, wish anything you want, and wished to have his parents back. And that's why they play Martha's theme song during him doing that.
Huh. I didn't put that. That's deep.
I didn't
shit.
fucking put it together. Someone
That's
else did, and I
deep.
read it after. But
That
that's
is
fucking
deep.
cool. Like, if you think of it that way, you're like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. I watched another movie too. So I watched Wonder Woman Christmas Night
Okay.
on HBO Max.
Fantastic.
I'm looking forward to having HBO Max. I feel like a lot of good stuff's going to get released on
dude.
there.
I'm
But,
looking forward to that Justice League movie.
You got to watch this one because you got a kid.
Okay.
Did you watch Soul?
I did
Everybody
watch
was
it
talking about that one.
a couple
God
times.
damn.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking movie. My wife is like, hey, let's watch this. People are saying it's good. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm really into
Yeah.
it. She goes, let's give it 10 minutes. Dude, that took a hard left turn.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I
What's
didn't-
going on here?
I didn't get a chance to watch too much of it because I was doing Christmas shit.
Uh-huh.
But my kid was watching it with my wife. But that was one of those things where it's like, I saw what was happening. I'm like, now I got to explain shit.
Really?
And now I got to explain
Oh,
shit.
yeah, because the kid's always asking.
But I mean, she's too young to
Yeah.
ask questions about that. But that's what I was thinking. Like, oh god, now I have to explain shit.
Yeah, I loved it though, man. I thought
Yeah.
the animation was incredible. These Pixar movies and these Disney cartoons, man, there's some incredible stories. Like that Soul movie to me was
Yeah.
like right up there with Coco.
Yeah.
Coco was sick.
Coco was sick. She loves. That's her favorite movie. Is Coco.
Yeah.
Did we finish? Did we ever talk about Mando or no?
No, I don't believe we did.
Did you like it? The finale?
I liked it. I obviously I saw it coming from a mile away because motherfuckers were at 6 a.m. handing out spoilers on the social media.
Why would you do that?
Well, no, but that's what I was asking Devin. So if you didn't know what was going to happen at the end and you saw one person pull in, they're like, oh, great, one X-Wing, whatever the fuck it is. And you're like, wouldn't you be like, oh, well, it's probably Luke.
Yeah, I knew it was Luke.
That's like, even if I didn't have spoilers, that's because I asked him, I was like, when did you know? He's like, when she said that,
Yeah.
when he pulled in.
Yeah.
And then you just watch what he's doing. It's very Rogue One, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically what it reminds
So
me of. And I'm
sick.
like,
I fucking
oh,
loved it.
that was even cooler than that.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
there-
Spoiler alert: Grogu, aka Baby Yoda,
Yep.
joins the Knights of Ren.
Yeah. That's
He
true.
obviously joined the Knights of Ren.
Clearly, he didn't die at all in the academy, Luke's academy. They did a. There's tons of memes. That's probably my favorite part of Mandalorian.
He
is
sent
the,
me 25 memes.
the
once
memes that
once
come-
this time I finished the
Bro.
episode, he sent me all of them.
the Star Wars memers out there are the best.
Really?
The fucking best.
What were they making memes of?
Everything. If you go to if you go to Reddit, I love Reddit. It's just a message board for any topic you could ever think of. But they have sequel memes, prequel memes, like OT memes, and then there's like Mando memes. And one of them, it was exact. I said this thing, and I said it to Adam. The second she goes, "Oh, one X-wing, great, we're saved." I was like, "You dumb bitch!" And there's a meme that someone did of
it's
Cara
Dennis from It's Always Sunny. Do you watch that?
Yeah.
When the episode where he's eating the cereal in the car,
I
and he
didn't
keeps
see that.
cutting her off. He's like, "You dumb bitch."
He got like a text from. He's like, "You dumb bitch." I was like, "Yes, that was exactly what I said." But there's so many. I'll send them if you want to see them. I'll send them to you.
Don't send me all of them.
I'll just show it to you.
I'll
So-
take 2.
The one you didn't send me that I saw one that I thought was funny. Did you guys hear the movie Big Daddy?
Yeah, love
Where when they take the kid away, he's like, "But I wiped my own ass."
Yeah.
They literally posted that under when Luke is carrying Grogu away, and you see Pedro Pascal's sad face, and I'm like, that one got me because it made me laugh and made me think
That's
of that movie.
funny.
That's fun.
Also,
That's
shout out to
good.
Bill Burr.
Oh, he's
He's
so
fu-
fucking
who knew he could
good.
fucking act like that,
God
man?
damn it, Bill Burr was so
I love Bill
good.
Burr. I think he's one of the funniest comedians, but I did not know that he could act,
You
even though he's
guys,
on Breaking Bad.
Here's something funny for you guys to watch. Have you ever seen the Philadelphia incident with Bill Burr?
No.
Is that a movie?
No. So he was a part of this huge comedy show out in Philadelphia. I think it was put on by who's that radio personality? Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
I think they put it on. So
Is
it
this
was
thing
like,
where he argues with the women?
no.
Okay.
So this must have been, I don't know, 10 or something, 10 or plus years
Yeah.
ago. And I guess it was a really long show. Philadelphia is obviously a Philadelphia crowd, right? They'll fucking boo Santa. It's just a real heel crowd, right? So I guess they were heckling Dom Herrera. Like they were kind of booing him, Dom Herrera. I guess they were just being a shitty crowd. So Bill Burr is trying to, he gets on stage, he starts trying to perform his act, and they're just like booing him. And he just goes, "Fuck this." And he just starts ripping a new asshole into Philadelphia. And I'm telling you, it's the funniest 11 minutes, 13 minutes you've ever heard in your life. It's on
It's
YouTube.
online?
It's on YouTube. He is talking so much shit to them, talking about like how he hopes they die of cancer and all this stuff.
That's not funny, but it's
And
hilarious.
it's so funny because the crowd is reacting to this, laughing. Like I guess apparently because I heard this on
he flipped the crowd.
yeah, I guess he I heard about this on Joe Rogan's podcast. Bob Saget was there, and Bob Saget and Joe Rogan were talking about it, and Bob Saget goes, he got a standing ovation after that act. He's telling like the most horrible things to this crowd, like, you guys are all like uneducated, like all this kind of stuff. And apparently he got a standing ovation.
Bro, he's so quick.
That's his whole shtick. He literally made a joke one time where he talked shit about like women who like stayed home with their kids, where he made fun of like Oprah for saying this is the toughest job, and he's like, yeah, the fucking coal miners, who care? But you're struggling putting the DVDs into the DVD player. But yeah, okay, so who's your favorite stand-up comedian?
It's probably got to be Chappelle.
Chappelle,
Yeah.
that's my answer too.
Yeah.
But like, is Burr like in your top 5?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I like watching his stuff.
You know what's funny is Burr's actually not in my top 5 at all. Like I love. He's one of those guys where he's solid every time I watch
name
him.
who your 5 are. I'm curious now.
I don't know who they are.
And how
But
would you know he's not in your top 5?
he's just not. Like
Yeah.
when I see a special,
I get it.
I don't rush to like play his special. Like it takes 20 people telling me, dude, it's so fucking funny. I'm like, oh, God, all right, I'll watch it, dude.
Yeah.
Like whatever, I'll look at it. I like Tom Segura. He's up there.
He's funny.
Tom
He's
Segura is one of
funny.
my top guys. Dave Chappelle is my number 1. But yeah, man, like every time he's just the most solid guy. Every time you turn him on, he never disappoints. I've never seen Bill Burr disappoint.
You know-
and it was the same with Rogan. For the longest time, I wouldn't watch Rogan because I saw his early shit, and I was just like, I don't know, man. He's like not for me. Some people like him, some people don't. And then I think it was like 3 specials ago, it kicked in to where I'm like, oh fuck, Rogan is legit.
Yeah.
Because again, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what the Chappelle thing is. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care if you don't like what he's saying.
Right.
He's just going to go out there and just be himself, which is the biggest part of doing that thing. Is you can't go out there going, well, I hope I don't get canceled for saying this. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm right there with you with the like you like Bill Burr, but he's not your top 5.
Right.
I'm not a Kevin Hart guy.
Right.
And it's not because I don't, I'm not going to say, oh, he's not funny or something. He's not funny to me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people like him.
Mm-hmm.
One of my wife and I's good friends, he's a big fan of Kevin Hart. And I'm, hey, it's just his taste in comedy. That's what he likes. But I every time I watch a Kevin Hart movie, I'm just like, this isn't really that funny.
Right.
But you know what's funny is I actually did see Kevin Hart in person. Like back in like my early 20s before he even like made a name.
in the clubs.
No, we went to is it 4th and B downtown. A friend of mine was like, "Hey, let's go to this comedy show." I don't know who the hell was headlining it, but Kevin Hart was just one of the acts. He was one of the comedians, and I remember we saw him outside. And one of my friends said something to him, and he said something like funny back, like he didn't say anything bad. He said just like, something. And Kevin Hart responded like with a joke, and it was pretty funny. But I'm not a Kevin Hart guy.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not saying he's not funny. It's just it's not my thing.
I couldn't remember one of the names. I just looked at him. Anthony Jeselnik and Jim
He's
Jeffries.
funny.
Jim Jeffries is my probably number 1 or 2.
Jim Jeffries is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Or not. He's not 1 or 2. He's 1 or 2 behind Chappelle.
You know what's funny to watch is those the roasts on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Because that's where you'll find a lot of new comedians. And I'm not saying just new comedians. I'm saying like comedians you never heard of. Also.
Right.
Because I'd never heard of Dom Herrera, and then I saw him on the Bruce Willis roast. Murdered it.
That's where Jeselnik came from too.
That's all
no,
those.
no,
cats.
no one really knew who Jeselnik was until he was on there.
Yeah, Jeselnik gets me. I mean, like, I'll watch him and I'm always like, all right. Like, it's one of those things where I know I'm going to love it at the end. Just same thing with Burr. But his comedy style, where it's just such a Debbie Downer style of comedy for whatever fucking reason. Like once he gets to the punchline, the pop is so much bigger because I'm like, God damn, that was 8 minutes of sadness for that. That was worth it. That was so worth it.
I remember Jeselnik. The first time I ever saw him, I forgot which roast it was.
Yeah.
But the guy from Jersey Shore, The Situation, was one of the roasters.
Okay.
And I guess because you know how like a lot of like let's say Shaq or Snoop Dogg or Martha Stewart, they'll be one of the roasters, but they'll hire professional comedians, or Comedy Central will hire professional comedians to write their act, right, or write their jokes. And The Situation must have just said, no, I'm a funny
he
guy.
fucking bombed.
I'll
I
do it
remember
myself. And he ate all the dicks. He ate all the dicks. And Jeselnik was the next comedian up after him.
Oh God.
And I'd never heard of Anthony Jeselnik.
Right.
And then I think it was like the first line. He's just like talking about the comedians, and he goes, "Mike, The Situation, sorry, whatever." And then just pauses and goes, "Nice try." Just murdered him so simply. Just murdered him, and I was like, "This guy's over in my book, man."
It's so funny because even thinking about like Jeselnik now, I'm like, Bill Burr's so much better than him, but like for whatever reason, like when I watch it, like when a Jesselyn Lake special comes up, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But where Burr's, like I'll wait around and like, I'll get to it.
Yeah. That's funny. That's one thing. Also, I went to the Comedy Store over in La Jolla a couple times. I guess end of 2019, early 2020, maybe. I don't know. And I didn't realize the history behind those places, the comedy stores. Did you know anything about it?
Mm-mm.
So the one they're owned by Pauly Shore's family. His mom, I can't remember what her mom, but she owned the comedy stores. I think Pauly Shore owns them now because she passed away. But like the Hollywood one, like you're talking about the greats.
Yeah,
went through that place, and also the La Jolla location has had a lot of acts go through there.
Well, one of the big things with stand-up comedians is like they got to go and like work on their stuff in front of people.
Oh yeah,
so they'll go to these smaller clubs of drunk people and see what the reaction is to this
like
joke,
wrestling
that
in front
joke,
of
this
10
joke,
people.
that joke.
It's
and then they'll
material.
take it to Madison Square Garden because they know it will land there because it landed.
Well,
Chappelle is famous for that. He'll just show up at random clubs in LA and just work on shit.
Yeah, because you got to work on your spots.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like professional wrestling.
Right.
Hey, listen, try this new spot out on a smaller show, a student show, or, just kind of like a smaller promotion. And if it works, hey, stick with it. Bring it up to the bigger promotion.
Yeah.
Maybe TV, something
Yeah,
like that.
do it on Hollywood. And once you perfected it.
Once you perfected it.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like the comedian lifestyle and the pro wrestling lifestyle has a lot of similarities.
Right.
Very similar.
Because they always got to work on your craft, man. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
He's canceled now, but did you ever watch the show Louis?
No, but
Louis is funny.
I heard it was good.
He was one of
I watched Louis.
He was one of my favorite comedians before all this shit. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say he sucks or whatever. But anyway, no, that show has a lot of like episodes where it's just him in like fucking Nebraska and what it's like to do a random spot show in Nebraska. And it's like sometimes so depressing to watch it, but he's literally making it so you see what the lifestyle is. Like there's no point other than that.
Does that change your opinion of an actor or something? Because like for us in wrestling, we're like, oh, dude, fuck that guy now. Like this happened for
Kevin
wrestling.
Spacey's scene in Seven is still awesome, regardless of how big a piece of shit Kevin Spacey is to me.
But like, could you watch wrestling now with the guys that all got canceled this year, or like be like, oh yeah, dude, that guy's great?
I don't hesitate to watch Chris Benoit matches.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
But like
it's
Louis and
tough to
shit, like
say.
I'm like, I don't know, I'm not gonna watch.
I was never a big Louis C.K. fan anyway, so, but I mean, whatever. I don't really know too much about the details.
Like
of
the
what
Chris
he did.
D'Elia guy, he got canceled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that, yeah.
He had a funny thing a couple specials ago too.
Well, when he got caught, it was super funny too.
Oh yeah, I saw.
When
You
they-
sent me that, I think.
Yeah, he was just on something and they were talking about Snapchat, and he was like, "Oh, he was saying his message up, but yeah, they just disappear." He's like, "Well, no, you can save them," and like you can see him
His
on
face.
the stream. His face is like
His face, he died.
he goes from
inside, it
smiling
was
to
caught
"Oh
on camera.
no,"
His soul left
And then
his
he got-
body, and it was caught on camera. And you're like, oh.
and then he got
shit.
caught. He was like DMing younger girls and
It
stuff.
was like what's it called? Christmas Story. Oh fudge! Yeah.
Did you watch Christmas Story on Christmas at all?
No, I
love
put it
it.
in and the kid wouldn't watch it. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you.
Put it in. You ain't got to put it on. You put the channel on.
We don't have cable.
Oh, that's right. Remember when we were asked about our favorite Christmas movies? Home Alone's up there. And I forgot. Yeah, I got to put Christmas Story, man. I can watch Christmas Story
Yeah.
all day. All day.
Do you-
Love it. The
do you-
Bumpus Hounds?
Oh yeah. Do you remember? I guess it must have started at Thanksgiving. I think it went from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Or I know they did a marathon all day on Thanksgiving, but it was like the 007 marathon on Spike TV. It was like TNN, and then they made it Spike TV, and then it was something else. Do you remember that?
Kind of. I'm not a big 007 guy.
See, I wasn't either until these marathons started happening.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I was going to say, when I think of the holidays now, because that was always on fucking TV, I think of 007 now. When it's like, as soon as Thanksgiving hits, I'm like, oh, I kind of watch 007.
You know what movies you can always guarantee is going to be on any holiday?
Christmas? Or,
Godfathers.
oh, really? Yeah.
Any holiday. AMC Godfather marathons. Except for number 3, because that thing's a piece of shit. 1 and 2. That's
They're
all
like
you need to watch.
re-releasing that with a director's cut. And
I saw that. It's actually, it already was released, but like nobody fucking cares about that movie. It's the worst thing you've ever watched. Have you ever tried watching Godfather 3?
That'd be like if the director of Turtles in Time, Ninja Turtles 3, was like, you guys don't understand it. I need to add more scenes back, and then you'll really get it.
I'm telling you,
It's like, I don't need to see it.
I have tried in my younger years to watch The Godfather 3, and I can't do
It's not
it.
good.
It's terrible.
You know, okay, what's your favorite mafia movie of all time? Gangster movie?
Well, the top 3, in no particular order, it's going to go Godfather, Goodfellas, Casino.
Okay. Those are, I think everyone would say that. Do you have a favorite? You don't watch gangster movies? Super
Does
underrated.
American Gangster count?
It does count.
That's one of them.
That's actually really underrated.
Denzel's awesome.
It's really underrated. Have you seen American Gangster?
Yeah, the Denzel Washington one?
Yeah, very good.
It's good.
Highly underrated. A Bronx Tale.
Oh, yeah.
So
But
fucking good.
is that a real gangster movie?
It is.
I mean, because Sonny's a gangster.
Yeah.
But it's not really about Sonny. It's about that kid growing up.
Right. It's fine. It's
But I do love that movie.
It's just like being like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Like, it's not about Christmas.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Do you know Sonny is the one who wrote that
Yeah.
script?
yeah, and he, apparently wasn't he like a real gangster guy, real mafia guy?
I don't know about that.
I know their kid turned out to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, he like burglarized or something like
he's
that.
in jail still.
But Sonny,
I think he ended up killing someone actually.
did he? Yeah, I know he got into some shit.
Calogero.
Cologio. C. But yeah, so Sonny wrote that, and then De Niro directed it.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
his directorial
that movie,
debut.
man. I
Such
love
a good
that
movie,
movie.
man. God, there's so many good mafia movies. I fucking love all of them. I could. That's a binge that I could go on and just watch 10 mafia movies in a row.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That's I do love the Italian mafia movies. and all that
Scarface.
kind of stuff.
I never got into Scarface.
I love Scarface.
It's good,
yeah,
but
it's really good.
compared to the other ones, like I wouldn't put it next to Godfather, and I wouldn't put it next to Goodfellas, and I wouldn't even put it next to Casino.
Do you know like the original Godfather? I guess like the mafia got really upset because it was way too accurate.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just way too revealing, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And then do you know American Me? Do you know like the Mexican gangster movies?
No, like name one.
So American Me is about La M, also known as the Mexican Mafia.
Okay.
And they actually had 2 people from the Mexican Mafia on the set supervising.
Seems like not a good idea.
And then guess what happened to those 2 guys?
They got killed.
They got killed
Of course they did.
because I guess they let too much be told.
Who the
in
fuck
movie.
does that? Hey,
Yeah, let's just not like
raise your hand.
let's just drop it. We're in Southern California. Maybe we just drop it.
I'm
right
just
there.
saying, like, if you're in, if let's say the Italian mafia, then on the East Coast.
I, for one, love the Mexican cartel, and I hope I never, ever meet those
Have you-
wonderful people.
No, I just mean like who. If you're involved in that, why would you?
You keep digging your own grave, kid.
I don't
Oh
know.
my God, fuck you.
I don't know.
Did you ever see The Sopranos?
No, that was so when that was on, I didn't have HBO. Plus, I was working in the nightclub industry, so like, you know, like usually watch movies or shows at night, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was always working,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
so
I never got into The
into that.
Sopranos. I bet that's really good. But I mean, that was like that won awards for like 8 years straight or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was fine.
Disgrazia.
It's a little overrated.
Do you have any more questions or comments or? anything
I
like
mean,
that?
I'm sure you want to talk about the Padres.
Oh yeah, the Padres got Blake Snell, Yu Darvish, and then they got Kim, the
I was, gonna
South
say,
Korean
I
kid.
was hoping you'd try to pronounce his full name.
That's also
Kim.
so. That's one thing I really hope by the time opening day comes around, I hope we're allowed to go to Petco because
We won't.
I hope something happens. I hope something miraculous happens. I hope we as San Diegans get to go watch the Padres because this is the team that's going to win a World Series.
Yeah. I think they're not done. I think they're going to get Trevor Bauer. I really do.
If it's not this season,
You don't
it's
think
the
so?
next
I
season.
just read a thing that he wants 5-6 years, $200 million.
I thought he was
don't-
only 1 year,
I
1 year at a
no,
time guy.
He changed his mind on that because he saw that what the money he was going to get. If he's going in those waters, he's not going to the Padres.
Welcome to the
probably.
Yankees.
Yeah, he probably won't go there either.
But yeah, I really hope something happens and we can go attend some Padres games because this team, man.
How do you feel about Yu Darvish? He's 34.
What are you saying? He's old?
For a pitcher, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was the runner for the Cy Young last year.
He's got like
but let's
1 year
not-
left in him. I mean, legit at that age, you've got 1 year left.
Look at,
That's
look,
not
at,
true.
look at Nolan Ryan.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, yeah.
he defied the odds. Nolan Ryan Express. Remember when he kicked the shit out of
Jose Canseco.
Everyone.
Robin Ventura.
Robin Ventura? One of the greatest clips ever.
So he just grabs him in a headlock and just goes.
So apparently the Rangers used to play that clip
Like a
you
hype
know-
video.
Yeah, exactly. They have like a hype video, and then
Yeah.
part of that hype video was Robin Ventura charging Nolan Ryan, and
That's so
Nolan
funny.
Ryan just headlocking him and socking him up. But I guess when the White Sox went and played the Rangers, they were respectful and they took that out because Robin Ventura was a coach for the White Sox, right?
I would have just put like a stupid doodle face over Robin Ventura. Like, who's this? I don't know. Like, meme it out and make him run out.
That's like one of those like rarely in sports are like punches really thrown,
Right.
especially like in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
You see a lot of bench clearing brawls,
Right.
but really it's just like a lot of pushing,
Yeah.
a lot of shoving, a lot of headlocks, maybe something like that. That's one of those fights where he charged and it was like, oh shit,
It's on.
the old man whooped his ass.
Have you seen the clip of the minor leaguer who got thrown at, and then to make sure the catcher didn't charge the mound, super kicks
Yes.
the catcher in the face and then charges the
Yes.
mound?
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
That's thinking ahead.
So good. Oh my god, isn't it though?
That is thinking ahead.
I've never seen someone legit get super kicked until that point.
Oh, he straight up super kicks him. It's awesome. Awesome.
I kick Stan, and then takes off and charges the mound. So good.
I would think by sometime this year there'd be fans at Petco.
I think they will
I think
separate like 10 seats at a time, and then you're gonna be blocked off. Like, you know,
I think a good marketing strategy for them is if you don't think it's going to happen by June, wait until after the All-Star break and make it like a thing. Like,
Baseball
after the All-Star break,
returns.
you're going to be able to go to games during the summer. Because I mean, you would hope and fucking pray that by July
I don't know,
We're
man.
somewhat
Newsom
back
just
to-
extended the thing to mid-January.
he's going to get recalled though, so it doesn't matter. If there's enough signatures, which there are, and
Are there
there's
really?
going to be, oh yeah, they have enough now where they could take it to
That's
like
funny.
an actual vote.
I know he.
And it's only going to get worse because he just extended it
I
another
know.
3 weeks.
Well, I know he wanted to. I'm pretty sure he had like presidential aspirations. I'm like, good luck now, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially out here, you're not. But then again, California's always going to vote Democrat for president, so it's like
Right, no, but I think like he was trying to be like the anti-Trump in the way that he handled things. Yeah. And like, granted, I mean, I don't think there is a right answer on how to deal with shit.
there's no playbook on how to deal with this because this didn't exist this time last year. Well, actually, it did exist this time last year, but not here. But
We almost went a whole episode without talking about COVID.
we literally talked about it like in the very beginning of the episode.
Yeah, we talked about it. But I mean, it's a huge thing in the
What
world.
else do you want to talk about? The wrestling shows that aren't going on?
Oh man, why I gotta say that?
Maybe wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Let's start taking it home.
Take it home. Take me home tonight.
Thank you for listening to this episode of
Episode
the Hogsmen
50.
E50.
E50.
E50. By the way, real quick side note: do you guys watch E60s at all?
I have.
Did you watch the one on Alex Smith and his
No, but his
Frankenstein
stupid
leg?
I have a weird thing with the people
Jesus.
like broken legs. Like it's hard, like the Joe Theismann thing. If I know that's popping up, I turn it off.
Yeah.
Have you seen how
can't.
crooked his leg is? His fixed leg. Now, his current leg is an
You
S.
have to watch
No.
E60.
I'm not.
It is so graphic.
I will not watch
His
it.
leg, you're like, that thing's dead. It's like, if that was me, I'd be like, just get rid of this thing.
I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to look at it?
Dude, they have some graphic photos.
I don't want to see it.
Anyways,
And that's why the football gods are going to reward him with a Super Bowl.
Let's
This
end
year.
on a high note.
listen, man, if anybody deserves it, that guy does.
San Diego guy.
All right, here we go. That's right, Helix. We already thanked them for listening, right, to this episode?
I'm sure we did. But
Yeah.
if not, thank you very much. Listen to episode 50, E50 of the Hogsmen podcast. Hogscast.
And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Steel Cage Radio, and a whole bunch of other
And
platforms.
if you're not on your meds, in your own head.
And Dev, what else should they do?
Like, subscribe, and review.
Excellent.
4 weeks from tonight is the year of the
Anniversary.
podcast. Year anniversary.
1 year.
January
Podiversary.
27th.
The 1 year anniversary. I believe it's January 26th. I believe that's what it
Didn't
is.
you say 27th?
it's
No,
one of
I
those
looked.
days.
It said 27th, and that's literally the day the episode's going to come out too.
Sick.
So we'll record on the 26th, and it'll come out 27th.
1 year, boys. 1 year.
So that's going to be Royal Rumble themed. So we'll have to have 30 men on the
Now,
podcast.
I got a question. Are we all virgins too?
God damn it.
Are we right now for 2020? Are we wrestlers / podcasters, or are we
We're just
podcasters / very part-time wrestlers?
No, we're podcasters. Who
I think I'm part-time wrestler because I've done a lot more wrestling than you.
this?
You had a match 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but how many matches have we had this year? Well, no. After the pandemic started, how many matches have we had?
I could probably count
5.
on
5.
2 hands how many matches I had this year.
After everything started, 2 hands.
I'm talking about for the year 2020. I can probably count on 2 hands. I have 10 fingers.
Well, let's say after the pandemic started, you count on 1 hand.
Yeah, something like that, probably.
Okay,
yeah.
then I wouldn't say. I'd say since April, you've just been a podcaster.
Yeah, god damn it. All right.
But for the first 3 months, you're a great wrestler.
But you're a podcaster that's done 50 episodes of a podcast.
That's pretty good.
So,
Fucking A.
like you said, you think it's easy? Go ahead and do it. We'll
Go ahead
wait.
and do it.
Hey, you know what would be a good Christmas gift to us? Share this podcast with your friends. Make sure they hear it too.
Yeah.
Not just this one, but the rest of them.
Make that your New Year's resolution to tell your friends
All right,
about us.
yeah. Make your New Year's resolution. Tell everyone about the Hogscast, and like if you're big in the industry, some higher ups, like make sure they hear about it too.
Some sponsorship
Yeah,
deals.
little Vinnie Mac action. Hey Vince, what are you doing in your free time? Well, I tell you what I got to do. I got to deal with payroll. Listen, payroll can wait. You got to check out the Hogscast. You old bastard.
All right. Excellent.
Anyway.
That's about all we got, right? That's all we need to do.
Pub
There ain't
beer,
nothing
cheap
to
fun beer.
promote. Everybody, have a safe, happy New Year. Be safe. Be responsible. And we'll see you next year, right, Dev?
That's right. We'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year. Dev, I'll see you next year. Adam, I'll see you next year. And hopefully it's a better year.
And yeah, listeners.
And if you want the tip, what do you got to do?
Got to take the whole hog.
Adios.
Hello, Hogsmen. Producer Ted here, just checking in to say congratulations on hitting episode number 50. The big 50. Holy shit, are you guys over? Oh my goodness. I had an absolute blast working with you earlier this year. 2020 has really turned into a pile of shit, but we had fun, didn't we? Best to you all, Mike, Devin, Hunter, B-Boy, shout out, J2, Hops, the whole crew over there at Level Up. Happy New Year to all of the Hogs listeners out there in internet land. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.